It being after 7 o'clock, the Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025, meeting of the Conservation Commission will come to order. First order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approval of minutes. The minutes have been issued for the October 8th, 2025 meeting. Have we had those reviewed and a motion to approve?
I was a bum this week. I didn't read them.
I wasn't at the meeting.
Okay. So we'll table.
We're going to table it?
Yeah,
We'll table it.
I'll read them.
Have you reviewed them? Oh, you have?
Oh,
Okay.
Well, geez, man, step up.
Motion to approve the minutes of October 8th?
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved, and that's unanimous.
We already had a lawyer read it.
All right. Next up, certificate of compliance, 242-1618, 50 Royal Crest Drive, Building 47.
This order was issued in April of 2014, and it governed foundation drain installation in connection to an existing drain line, a new drain manhole roof downspout connection to the drain, waterproofing and other foundation repairs, new concrete steps to the building entrance. All work has been complete for a while. Site is stable, and there was no issues of concern on my site visit. Recommend that you issue a full and complete certificate of compliance with ongoing conditions as prescribed. Ken Lanya, the design engineer here, is with us this evening if you have any questions.
Okay, Ken, we'll go to the commission first, and then you can answer any of our questions and offer any comments after we're through. Marissa, any questions on your part?
I just had one question. I can't remember. Was this in the? This was not in the floodplain, right? No. Okay, that's all.
All set.
Sorry, any questions?
No questions about it being complete, just, just for a point of interest. So the order of conditions, it comes out in April of 2014, and here it is, November almost of 2025. Was the work done a long time ago, and then something came up for you guys to go for the COC, or just to try to get a little more background on this every time?
We actually filed for the certificate of compliance for this particular project in 2017. We had completed it, but at that point, I don't know if you recall, maybe some of the members weren't around back then, but we were working on a 5-year overhaul of the entire drainage system for the parcel itself. And part of that was connecting all of these roof drains to the existing drainage system. So at the time, Ms. Hughes, Jen, was the agent, and her concern was that if we had tied in all of these roof drains without the remainder of the drainage being overhauled and completed on the site, it might overtax the existing system. So at that point, we actually withdrew the certificate of compliance, and we were waiting for the rest of that 5-year plan to come into fruition. This one kind of fell through the cracks. Once I had completed the 5-year overhaul of the drainage with Royal Crest, they moved on from our firm. People changed positions, and now here we come, and we find out it's still outstanding. And these guys were nice enough to give me a call back, and here we are. Yep.
And that 5-year plan you're talking about, is that going to be ready for a certificate? Is that under an order of conditions?
So that particular, it was multiple order of conditions, and those have already received the certificate of compliances. This particular building 47 is the only last open certificate of compliance as part of that entire 5-year overhaul.
Got it. Thanks, Ken.
Yes.
No questions. Thanks.
Okay, thanks for the history lesson.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming, but, okay, so,
I Move that we issue a full and complete certificate of compliance for 242-1618 47 Royal Crest with ongoing conditions as prescribed.
Second.
Motion and a second. I'd also like to note that I like the letter certifying compliance with the order of conditions, and the letter actually says our office is certifying the work has been completed in compliance with the order of conditions and approved plans, so that's a good way to state it.
It's got your exacting language you like.
It is, it
Yeah.
does, it does.
Well, I remember at the other meetings we had, you did a really nice job of presenting it to us and.
Thank you, sir.
And taking the time and putting in, you could see the effort, so.
Yeah, it was a.
Nice job.
Thank you. It was a great project, and, for all intents and purposes, fixed a lot of problems over there, and, hopefully it'll be an asset to the town for a long time coming.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous. Certificate of compliance is approved.
Excellent.
you.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
I know, right?
Next up, small project number NACC 351 for 69 Milk Street.
This project consists of installing granite steps into a grassy slope to accommodate connection between the upper and lower lawns and for safer access to the backyard. Steps will be 70 feet from the wetland as measured by conservation staff in the field. The applicant is here this evening, and she provided a nice cross-section to kind of give us a feel for what, what's going to be happening. And then we have the site plan that shows the up-to-date measurement to the wetland and kind of their location, which is right off the corner of the deck. So if you have any other questions, she's coming under category L, other.
Other, okay.
Yep.
Very good. Go to the commission. Any questions? Start with you, Marissa.
I guess my only question is, so this was 2005 it was built, so are there wetland markers?
There
On
are.
site?
There
Okay.
are. I guess we can ask for that, or that could be a condition.
Yeah, that would be my only request. Otherwise, I think it's pretty straightforward, and appreciate them coming in for this project.
So the suggestion then is wetland markers in the yard proximate to the wetland?
Yeah, that would make sense.
I guess wherever, my thought, if, I defer to the other members of the commission, would be staff could locate it wherever makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, on the edge of the
Yeah.
existing lawn or,
Yeah.
And no real delineation.
yeah.
We typically put them, every 30 feet or so?
I think you only need 3, like one at the apex and on the other side.
And toward A3 and A2?
Yeah, yep. I would do
Okay.
like A4, A2, and A6.
They're very inexpensive, so no worries there.
So they're little medallions that just kind of indicate we have a wetland here.
Is it it's like permanent? Or
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
it
Okay.
would go in, by way of like a 4x4 post.
Gotcha.
And then you would just put it so that it's facing out toward the house and the lawn, so. But, or you can do, a cedar post or a little granite post, whatever you want.
Okay.
It just has to be weather resistant.
Okay.
So, just to indicate we have a little wetland here, so, yeah.
All set, Marissa?
Yep.
Okay.
All set.
Good. Sean?
This is just what L's for. This is perfect.
I'm all set, thank you.
So, just recommend that you find that it does qualify as an L, and then vote to approve the project with conditions that require installation of erosion controls before work starts. Just a pre-construction meeting with conservation staff and the contractor and the homeowner to just go over the scope of work and make sure, erosion controls are installed properly. We'll do wetland markers, 3, I think would be sufficient. And then just a post-construction to approve, verify compliance and remove erosion controls.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Is there any input from abutters for 69 Milk Street? None answer. So is there any more discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous. Approved as a type L small project.
Okay, thanks for coming. I'll probably get that out to you early next week. Okay, great. Thank you for coming in.
All right, next up, request for determination of applicability, 859 Winter Street.
All right, so I'm gonna flip that. I want to get to the site plan, just, all right. All righty. Project entails demolition of the existing deck and both sets of stairs, rebuilding in the same exact footprint with one section to become a 16 by 16 screened-in porch, and eliminating the stairs that are on that side. New screw piles will be installed for the supports. The stairs that are going to be eliminated are approximately 68 feet from the wetlands, and the existing deck is 73 feet. So that's the closest points that this project comes to the wetland. Currently, crushed stone surrounds the deck, and that will be maintained, and that would allow for any porch roof runoff to infiltrate into that stone area. The homeowners here with us this evening, you have any questions? But that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, yeah, let's just go to the commission first and see how it sorts out. Marissa, anything?
No, I don't have any comments. It seems pretty straightforward. I guess the only suggestion I'll add again is the wetland markers, and that's just, I was just looking at the plan, trying to see where it would make sense, but it's kind of, hard to tell.
Or 2 points.
Yeah.
The wetlands is in a natural gully that is part of a pretty complicated drainage system that was put
Excuse me.
in place in '97.
Excuse me, ma'am, could you state your name and
Oh,
address?
sorry, Elizabeth Armstrong. I own 859 Winter Street, North Andover.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so I think,
It is marked.
Well, with wetland flagging, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about the little wetland, the wetland markers,
Oh,
medallions that we have people put up.
so I think, the purpose behind those is it's a more permanent thing, so
sure.
if you were to ever sell the house or move or
Sure.
whatever, so that the next person that wouldn't understand that there's a wetland there, because
Yeah.
you're aware of it, but
Sure.
not
Yeah.
everybody is, so.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Yeah.
All set, okay, Brad. Sean, any questions?
I don't think so. So you're putting in a screened-in porch where the deck is, correct?
Well, it's 2 parts. The half of it will stay a deck.
Yep.
And that half is the place where the stairs are going to stay. And that'll be reconstructed with composite material as opposed to the teak mahogany that we put in there in '96, so it's time. And the other part will be converted into a screened-in porch. I think the only issue really is the use of these screw pilings, which was new to me, you know, in terms of supports, as opposed to a traditional digging a hole and pouring concrete and things like that. So I attached some information on that screw piling if you had not heard of that before, so I had
And when you
not.
put the packet together, so you kind of took some image of the screen and porch and you put it on your existing house, huh?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. All right, that's
A
it.
low-tech,
Visual.
low-tech,
It works.
cut and paste.
Yep.
So
It's better than glue
Yeah.
and,
anyways,
tape.
I hope it looks good. So we'll see.
Thank you.
I'm all set, thank you.
Okay. One question I have, Amy, is what is the setback from the wetland line? And
Oh,
I'm looking at the plan where the deck is highlighted in pink.
yeah. So the deck is 73 feet. I measured it on the plan. I just didn't draw it on, but those are my measurements based on the 20 scale as-built.
Okay. I'll just, and I think this is a very approvable project. I think that it's more of a comment for us and our staff about, I think it's best if we are very specific about identifying setbacks from the wetland line and, you know, just being clear what is being done. It seems like if you piece all these documents together, I think the commission got a good idea of what the plan, what they're going to do. It's good to have it on one sheet. Again, I think it's a very approvable project, but we'd like to direct the applicant to get everything on one sheet as best we can, and then work the details in as supporting sheets. So,
Okay.
anyway, those are my comments. The recommendation is,
If there's no comments, the commission could close the hearing, issue a negative number 3 determination, and I would just recommend a pre-construction site visit with the contractor and conservation staff to review project scope. We'll do wetland markers and then a post-construction meeting. I don't see the need for erosion controls here because we have the deck, stone, a grassy area, the driveway, and then more grassy area. So I don't see
yeah, I agree.
a huge problem. Yeah.
Okay, are there any abutters who'd like to be heard for 859 Winter Street? Request for determination of applicability? None answer. We're ready for a motion.
I move that we close the hearing and issue a -3 determination for 859 Winter Street with the conditions listed.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
Thank you.
So I'll get that. Are you going to Florida soon?
Yeah.
All right, so,
Next week I'll be here.
oh, okay, all right, okay, I'll let you know when it's ready. Thank you.
Okay, notice of intents, 242-1919, Stonecleave Road. They've requested continuance to 11/12/25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second for a continuance. Is there any more discussion? Okay, there being none, of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous. Notice of intent 242, no DEP number, is for 1230 Salem Street.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna start this one just to give you an overview.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Alrighty. So we have with us this evening Dave Cowell, with wetland scientist with Hancock.
Hi, everyone.
And I assume you're.
This is Kathy Martin.
Kathy Martin.
Yep, property owner and applicant.
Great. So I'm going to give a real brief overview and then we can dive in. So the commission will recall that this house was built actually at the beginning of my tenure here. And we just recently closed it out with a certificate of compliance. It went through a transaction, so the new owner is looking to do some more improvements. So this notice of intent deals with constructing a 40 by 25 attached garage, a 31 by 16 in-ground pool with associated surrounding patio, a 20 by 16 pool house. Features are proposed outside the 50-foot no-build zone with the corner of the patio in the infiltration trench at, like, I think I measured like 50 feet and 5 inches from the BBW. Hancock provided a stormwater memo that describes their test pit results and calculations accounting for the first inch of runoff from the new impervious surfaces to be infiltrated above design target. And we don't have a DEP file number yet. And I have not had a chance to get out there with Dave to look at the wetland line. But we're gonna do that next week, next Tuesday, so. But we wanted to open and just get the initial discussion, so. You can ask questions, or if I missed something, Dave, let me know.
I think you set us up. That's
Yeah.
about right.
Sure, great. Just some comments. Amy mentioned there's no DEP file number. We won't be able to close tonight. What we can do is, consider the details of the project and maybe offer some suggestions that will help move this thing through.
Outstanding. John, thank you. And, yeah, again, for the record, David Cowell, Senior Wetland Scientist with the Hancock Associates. That was our understanding coming in tonight, was that the DEP file number hadn't been issued yet, that we would like to at least open the public hearing, deliberate on the plan that we have in front of you. If you do have any questions or comments or concerns, hopefully we can take those comments back with us and address those prior to the next hearing. We'll have Amy out for the site walk, and hopefully we'll shake free a DEP file number by the time of the next hearing, and maybe then be in a position to close.
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
Marissa, any comments from you?
I'm hearing wetland markers. We're happy to do them. We're happy to do those.
Well,
There should be some out there already.
Oh, are they, were they
They
some of the
should be.
construction of those?
We had
On
some.
our sidewalk, we can look and see what's
Yeah.
out there. Are they at the wetland line or at the 25?
Well,
notice
some of
or
them were on the
notice there?
fence, on the chain link fence out the back,
Okay.
and along the driveway, on trees, I think. Hopefully they're still there, but
All right.
we'll take a look.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any additional comments. I think stormwater's pretty straightforward. I'm glad to see that there's test pits and that they're infiltrating the 1 inch.
Brad, any comments?
I think I'm all set.
Okay. Sean, anything you have to add?
Is there chicken wire around the property now? Or is that gonna be?
There is,
closed?
that's existing.
Yeah.
And I just asked Kathy about that. She said that's basically at the edge of the lawn and it's still in there to retain their dogs? Is
Yep.
their dog-
Yes, it drops off, so
is
Yep.
it-
it's just to keep the dogs from getting injured.
With the pool going in, is there gonna be different fencing put in, or is it gonna be the chicken wire?
Oh, no, it'll be different fencing
Chicken
On the
wire.
inside, on the pool side of the
around
chicken
the
wire?
pool, yes.
Yep.
We have 5 grandchildren.
Great, yep, okay. Thank
Where
you.
do you see chicken wire?
On the far, just outside of the pool house, but where the grades start
Yeah.
to drop down, you can see it in grayscale.
I like it,
along-
it kinda serves
It's
as
where
a,
it's where the silt fence would go.
it's a nice barrier.
Chicken
Oh,
to
I
the
see.
wetland.
Yeah.
Okay, but we have a chain link fence at the bottom of the slope. Will
Right.
that
Correct.
stay? That will stay?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
The
All right.
monitor isn't working right now. It's not on.
Really?
so-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for this one,
This is pretty tech savvy. What does this do?
but, yeah, it usually does.
Oh.
There's a little screen.
Oh, that you guys
Yeah.
can see
Yeah,
as you
yeah,
work there?
yeah.
Okay, I was wondering what you guys are looking at as I'm looking behind you.
Okay, oh, there it goes. It just,
Loose plug.
I didn't even know that.
Sorry.
Has that always been there?
Yep.
Anything else, Sean, at
No.
this point? No? Matt? anything?
thank you.
Okay, yeah,
Just one thing, we always insist that the filtration system for the pool is a cartridge style as opposed to a diatomaceous earth backwash system.
Okay.
Yep, not a problem.
Okay,
Make sure they're contracts.
it's just one of them. Okay.
Okay.
We usually require, like, at the time of building permit, require that spec to be uploaded with the building permit, just for verification, so.
so that should be also included in the documents.
Yep, we'll add it as we'll expect it as a condition, and we'll add it to the plan, just to monument it.
Yeah.
that'll be-
It's to prevent backwashing of pool water into the wetland,
I see.
which would be a pollution event.
Prevention.
I did have a few comments, too. And we had mentioned the fence. I don't see the fence called out, although I might be missing it. But there should be a fence indicated on the plans.
Yeah, it is.
There is?
5-foot chain link fence.
Well, that's existing, but he's asking if the chicken wire is coming out, if there's gonna be safety fencing around the pool?
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
So you're asking about the safety, the
Yeah.
fence around the pool? And I don't, you're right, I think that's a detail we could add.
Yeah, we need to add that for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Okay?
Okay. And then, where it's a pool, we probably would expect some dewatering during construction.
For the,
Yeah, I mean, based on the test pits, we're not, I mean, we test pitted where the pool's going, and we don't expect to encounter water during that excavation. However, if dewatering is necessary, again, I'll go back to, I can ask our engineer if we, first of all, if we expect to encounter groundwater. I think it's deeper than we encounter. If we do, then, yeah, we can work with you prior to the next hearing to have at least a dewatering plan.
You-
Yeah.
You probably have a dewatering detail that you could.
We have a spec detail that we can do, that, yeah, it would have to go through a filtration bag surrounded by a corral and.
Right.
And, yeah, normally I like to monitor when they're doing it too. I've seen people try to dewater faster than the infiltrate, or faster than the bags can infiltrate, and you get water coming out of it, so the rate at which they're pumping makes a big deal too. I've seen impatient people crank up the pump, and it's not even going through the filtration bag, it's like cranking back up. So, yeah, we have spec details that we can certainly.
So we'd like you to include those
Yep, as
ahead
a
of
contingency
time.
plan, if dewatering is necessary, here's the.
Well, if it's necessary, you'll be ready and
Yeah.
you'll be able to do it right away, so that's a
That's
good,
fair.
that
Yep.
would be a good thing. Construction access also,
oh, yeah.
Yep. I had three criticisms of our own plan that I thought that we would add to these based on past experience here. One was construction access, one was identifying a soil stockpile location
Y-
and
yeah.
calling it out on the plan. We haven't done that.
that was my
And-
next comment.
Oh, good. Then maybe I'm ahead
That's-
of you.
yeah, my
And then
bad, too.
the third one was construction sequence. I don't know that we have a construction sequence on here, and I think you guys have asked for those in the past.
Okay, so those are some points to
Yeah.
include for next time.
Do you have anything else that, sorry, I'm not trying to read your mind, but. Oh, okay.
So we'll capture all those in our minutes and make sure that you've got them, and next time you come before us, you can have those tied up, and, we'll reevaluate it at that time, and as long as nothing big changes, it sounds like there are no big issues at this point that we've uncovered.
Right,
So,
yeah, we'll see how the sidewalk goes, and again, the intent tonight was to get feedback on plan details, markers, dewatering plan, some of these things that hopefully we can button down the plan and have us in our best position to close at the next hearing and get us through, so.
Okay, good. So you have some marching orders for next time. Okay, so.
I just had a quick question about the pool itself. So it'll be a shallow end and a deep end? It's
No deep end.
no deep end. So what's the depth of?
I think it's 4, 5.
Or 5, we can, and again, this would have to
Oh,
come
so-
from your
okay,
contractor,
oh,
we
so
have the.
that might help.
Yeah,
So
This
no-
is an in-ground pool.
in-ground,
It is,
Yeah,
yes.
'cause
yeah, there'll be
Usually just
excavation.
consider, yeah, okay.
Is it gunite or liner or fiberglass?
I think it's a steel. It's
Steel
not,
foot?
yeah, it's not,
Liner.
with a liner, yes.
With a liner, yeah.
Yep. Oh, and let me just preemptively say, as you go to public comment, I don't know, we may have one of the abutters here. I was contacted by one of the abutters from the abutter notification that had asked the question whether or not we were taking any trees, and the answer is no. This is a footprint that is already lawn or herbaceous vegetation. There's no takes of trees. There was an abutter at a neighboring lot that, I don't know if you guys are here tonight or not. Not.
But we don't have to take down any trees, that's good.
All right, no worries. But whoever,
Trees.
but just to preemptively state that, I talked to that abutter, I spent some time and just went over the plan and said, oh yeah, this is subject to public information, and what inquiries do you have? They just wanted to ensure that the trees that they had there, they loved their solitude and isolated. They moved here from Somerville and said that they liked that isolation. So I assured them there wouldn't be any take of trees, that they would still have the same vegetative buffer that they have today.
Okay.
So.
All right, let's open it up to abutters, now that we have it. So, are there any abutters for 1230 Salem Street that want to be heard? None answer?
Want a motion to continue
Yes, please.
to the 12th of November?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? There being none of those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I'll coordinate to meet you on Thursday.
Or
We'll-
whatever
oh,
day.
Tuesday,
Whatever
sorry.
day
Yep,
it is,
Tuesday, and we'll button down the hatches, and I'll shake the trees at DEP to get that found. And we'll see you guys in November.
Great.
No shaking trees.
Great.
Yeah,
No-
great. No shaking trees. No
Don't
cutting
take-
trees. but
don't
I can
take 'em
shake the
down.
trees. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, that's continued. Moving on to enforcement orders, 488 Pleasant Street, continued from 8/27.
Alrighty, so the homeowners couldn't be here this evening. They're away traveling, so they have their landscape contractor, Andy Crittenden, to appear in their stead. I'll just give you a quick update on the progress that we've made since the last time we were here. I had given the homeowner a list of approved native plants. It's a big list, and, you know, I didn't want to necessarily, you know, dictate everything, so I said, look at this, give me some ideas, give us ideas of what you want to plant. Alexis and I went out there, identified areas along, on the wetland side of where the sewer pipe was, where there were some openings that I thought could accommodate some more shrubs. So those blobs that you see on the plan are sort of a sketch of where we're thinking. He did research the sewer easement that's on file, so you have a copy of that with your packet. It didn't say much, but I was able to catch up with Tim Willett. He is in our DPW division. He's water sewer. And I asked him about whether he has any concerns with planting plants over the pipe or, you know, within the easement, and he did get back. You have an email at the end of your packet there that just says, you know, he would be concerned about root intrusion and the DPW's ability to get down there to do any work on the pipe or the manholes if any repairs or anything needed to be done. So I guess that kind of just dovetails my thought initially that it probably didn't make sense to me anyway to put plants over the pipe. So trying to keep on the wetland side of things. So the other thing that we did identify out there is that the bittersweet vine is really the major culprit for invasives. So that's going to need to be controlled long-term so that we don't have more trees dying and, you know, all the other shrubs, you know, getting smothered. So that's kind of where we're at, and, you know, I didn't, you know, necessarily say, oh, this is all set, Jerry, or, you know, I didn't say that to the homeowner. I said, "Look, we gotta get something in front of the commission," so. And obviously, you're the final call in terms of, you know, what you'd really like to see. I did do file research that when the house was built, there was supposedly a double row of high bush blueberry, like 146 plants, installed within the 25. And I saw staff notes that the plantings looked good at the time in 2005, but no pictures or anything like that. Aerial photography is impossible to tell whether shrubs were there in 2005 or 2006. 2007 aerial kind of gives you more of an oblique view, and they're not obvious at that time. So that's,
Are the shrubs in place right now?
no,
No, okay.
no. So,
Okay,
So-
good overview, Amy, thank you.
yeah.
Marissa, any questions?
No, well, kind of. So I guess you showed the plan with the blobs, for I guess better, lack of a better term. Is that the recommendation, or is it like,
No, that is the homeowner's proposal.
okay,
And, you know, I need to stop short of massaging this and turning into an unpaid consultant, because that's not usually the MO. So I think I've done about as much as I can in terms of guidance, but I just think I need to step back, because, you know, it's
Maybe
just
just
the way
a
it is.
review of history for this up to now. We've had we observed clear cutting of the no disturb zone, and maybe beyond that. Issued the enforcement order, requested the applicant to be present at the meeting in, I can't remember the date, but anyway, it was recently, maybe a month ago. And he asked for some more time to work toward compliance with the enforcement order. Since then, Amy's gone out on site and helped them with a plant list and with some suggestions on what they might do to develop a planting plan. And I think, you know, they've taken that information, developed a planting plan, and brought it to us tonight. So it's for us to evaluate that in terms of the enforcement order and, you know, provide further direction on what action should be taken. So I hope that helps, Marissa.
yeah, no, it does. I guess. So are these plants are all part of the list, or native?
They're native.
Yep.
They're native, yep.
Um,
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing any quantities.
Oh,
I just
Well,
kind
I
of see
guess-
numbers.
I guess so. This is how I understood it. So the area, let me get up the plan, sorry, hold
So I see like where they're all going, but
on. Yeah.
And
I would assume that there would be, you know, one bunch of goldenrod, a bunch of black-eyed Susan, a
In each one of
viburnum
those
there.
blobs.
Yeah, it'll be, like, so, one of each.
So I guess
Do you know what I'm
from-
saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that's kind of assuming. So from my perspective, I'd want, like, we're gonna cover X square feet, because this doesn't, you could go out and put like 2 plants and say it meets what you're supposed to do, and we don't have anything on the record saying what we're requiring. We're just kind of looking at blobs, so that would be my comment.
The planting plan needs to be more quantitative. Like you show 5 beds and with specific species identified.
But kind of like approximate sizes, like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't need to,
It's
you
like
don't
a
need,
plant schedule.
yeah, kind of like,
Number,
okay,
pot size.
this blob is gonna be 10 feet by 5 feet approximately. And, you know, just,
Yeah. So
So that-
that's something I'm not gonna do.
no, you shouldn't have to,
No,
no,
you
that's what
shouldn't.
I'm asking the applicant to do.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
May I speak?
Yes,
Yeah, okay,
state your name and address.
My name's Andy Crittenden, owner of AC Landscaping in North Andover.
Yeah.
This is Karen Berry. She's my operational manager. She's been with me for about 6 years now. And I came and represented them at the meeting that they couldn't go to that one either. So I'm like the guinea pig. I'm up and down with the meetings, and sometimes Jerry will meet with Amy on the side. So I have most of the information. And the last meeting I came to, there was a stop order on some work that we had started there, and I get it. I was given permission from that meeting, a few things to continue with, which was that tree that we finished to cut down. There was a lot of dead grass that I wanted to reseed, which we did, and there were some piles of debris on the wetland area that was put there probably by us over the years, and we were asked to remove that. We removed that. We added some loam, and we put some wetland grass seed in there to help with that area. So, working together, what was required from you guys for us to do, we did. We also installed that set of steps, which you allowed us to do, which came out, I think, very attractive. So now this is kind of the final stage along the water line that, no? Well, the whole thing was to,
Go ahead, just
be-
finish,
yeah,
finish,
being
finish.
being a landscaper, and I see these trees all dying alongside the lakesides because the bittersweet, and that's what I had mentioned last meeting that we had. The bittersweet is killing most of these plants. Everything that was planted by the homeowner 25 years ago looked probably, I wasn't there then, probably looked great when they all went in, but, you know, bittersweet is so invasive, it comes in and just destroys everything. So that was all part of the pictures that I brought in, all the bittersweet vines that were growing through the trees and through the bushes that my crew was in the middle of cutting them off, and they probably cut a few things they shouldn't have, and I admit to that. But at the same time, we were trying to kill the bittersweet so it wouldn't kill anything more. So then Jerry and Amy had met a couple times to come up with a plan of what we could plant there to beautify the area and to help solve the purpose. And Jerry said to me, Amy said that we need 20 or 25 plants that she would allow to plant alongside the shoreline. And I talked to Alexis, and she emailed us the list that was eligible. So I took that list, and the planting plan they have here is not very detailed, except for we have plants that are on the list, and we put 5 evenly spaced planting beds with these plants balanced out along the shoreline, and the numbers are the number that represents the type of plant that's going to be there, and it is only one plant at this point, but it would be like a group of various plants here, and the same thing here, and then the same thing in the other planting beds. If you,
I'm sorry, I don't understand. You said only one
of each plant,
of each plant in each planting bed?
in each plant, right, it would be the same group, like
So
across
like
the
number
board.
1 is goldenrod.
Right,
uh,
correct.
So there would be 1 in planting bed 1, 1 in planting bed 2, 1 in planting bed 3.
Correct. And one of each of the other plants. So it would be a balanced, evenly spaced plants in each of those planting beds.
Okay, all
So
right.
sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so that kind of like, you know, I think that kind of goes to my comment, now
Yeah.
that we understand that it's only one.
Right.
I would personally want additional.
Well, sure, if you want more plants, then we can we can add to that list and put multiple in that. We were trying to make it kind of evenly spread across the shoreline, so it looked balanced, and you have, a little bit along the whole shoreline.
So I guess suffice it to say that at this point, the planting plan is, lacking a little bit of detail.
Okay.
We'd like to fill that in and make these effective planting beds.
Let's be careful about naming them planting beds, because they're not to be mulched or manicured. We are looking to install native plants to let them just grow
Yeah.
while
plant
protecting, but,
Plant
well,
groups?
no, just no,
Yeah.
like, we're not gonna mulch it.
So
Nope.
do
We're
we
not
call
gonna
them
fertilize
planting-
it, you know what I mean?
Planting areas?
Planting
maybe?
areas,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
That's
Let's-
just because nomenclature is really important. And aside from protecting it from the bittersweet, I think that's probably the only management we'd want to see, right?
What's that?
Aside from protecting the plants and what's already there and the new plants from bittersweet, that's probably the only management we'd really want to see.
And I think
is invasive management.
Well, I think we're requiring a vegetation management plan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think invasives would be a big part of that.
Yes,
And that was part of the big solution we came at the last meeting, I think, was something to help control all that bittersweet growing along the shoreline, which is killing all the plants.
Have you,
And I have not
Are
put
you-
together a plan for that.
are you or Mr. Brecker proposing a vegetation management plan at this time?
I had talked to Jerry about that, and he says, right now, they just want a plan of the plants that we're gonna, to be installed, and he said that's all that he wants to do right now. Not that he doesn't wanna do a plan, and I know we need a plan, but
Oh, okay, let's move on. I
Yeah.
think we can, it's pretty clear that it's required. But
agreed.
let's, okay, so far we've said more detail on the planting plan
yep,
to be effective
Yep.
for the planting areas.
Yep.
Amy, just before we move on from the
So,
planting plan,
plant
the,
size, number, square footage.
the species identified, are they acceptable?
I think so, I mean,
They came
know-
off your list?
yes, we got a couple of woody species and some herbaceous, which, and
Yeah.
I think, the goldenrod and the black-eyed Susan will be great pollinator
Yeah.
species, so I don't have a problem with the selected.
Okay.
Just two quick things to add is, one, we've been calling around several nurseries that we use. They're not all in stock right now.
No, I
So we
get
may
it.
have to wait for springtime for this to be,
I figured.
to be
We're
done.
at the end of the,
And as far as the root system, a lot of these plants are very low growing. They're not gonna be a big root system, but, not to say that it wasn't, something to talk about. But we're not talking about big maple or oak trees or anything like that.
Yeah.
These are small plants
Yeah.
that get to be about maybe 2 feet tall, and the root system is pretty shallow.
So the species are acceptable?
Sure.
yeah.
It's just detail and quantities that need to be enhanced for an effective planting plan for this project. Okay. Marissa, we're still with you.
Oh, I'm all set.
You're good?
Move
Okay.
on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but usually in this case, we have a plan in front of us that's got, like, wetlands located. I know in this case, it's just the shoreline,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna
And
see
like
where everything
in the
is in
picture.
proximity to all
Alexis
that.
did visit with me one time, and she came out and she marked the area where, at that time,
25 out once. I flagged it out just for reference point. I don't have a digital, like I don't have an aerial of that or anything like that, but,
But,
all of that's within.
So, I mean, we got a lot of moving parts here. We got the bank, we got our plantings, we got the edge of easement.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I think we need to see on a plan to really understand what we're looking at. And that's usually what we require in
Yes.
something like this. So I would like to see that. In addition to that, let's talk about the trees that were cut down. I know we're talking bushes here and getting some resilience on the bank itself, but do we have an estimate of how many trees were taken down and how many of them non-invasive ones were taken down, I guess?
Do you have a feel for that?
I know they have
Really, it
photos.
was-
I've, I think we reviewed the photos last month
Yeah, it
when we
was-
had this.
And is there absolutely nowhere in the proximity of where they were cut to replant? Or is that just our client not interested in doing stuff?
I don't think so. We didn't go and take down any large trees along the shoreline. It was more, there was one tree in particular that was in the lawn area that was dead, and that was out in the open. And that's the one that I started to cut.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't know that now. We just know you're out there cutting trees. I mean, you know you're not supposed to cut trees there, my man.
It was a dead tree. It was more of a, to me,
You know you gotta
health-
come to us.
a health hazard.
Okay.
It was right on the side of the driveway. I mean, a few feet from the driveway. That was to fall down and someone playing basketball.
I got that one.
Most of it was smaller, like shrubs and vegetation. It wasn't really like major trees. Did we give a, yeah, like stuff like that size?
Yeah.
A lot, I think a decent amount of it was bittersweet.
Bittersweet. and some-
There were more,
Shrubs, like-
it was more like
It was just a lot of shrubs.
bushes that were entangled with the bittersweet.
Okay. Main thing I want is, I'm gonna see a real plan of where stuff is gonna go on this.
And to Brad's point, I think Amy and I were talking about this offline, and there's a plan that Amy has possession of that she's marked up that shows the easement, shows the setbacks, shows the bank, and I think that's the plan that could be modified to, get, oh, there we go.
Absolutely.
To get to specifics on where these beds are gonna be. So, Andy, I think your diagram here is a good conceptual depiction of what your, what a solution might be. I think, to Brad's point, a more specific indication of where those planting areas would be on a plan like this would be.
Beneficial.
Yeah, that would be sufficient, I think, to Brad's point.
And I agree.
Okay.
The homeowner said he didn't think that we needed a big detailed thing, but he was
Okay,
wrong.
okay, any more, Brad? Okay, so we talked about enhancing the planting plan in terms of planting beds, locations on the plans like that, quantities of plantings, to Marissa's point.
So can I ask on, was, I think, 25 plants on this. Would you like to see like 50 plants? 100 plants?
So how
You know, I
We
think-
want them to survive. We're not gonna tell you specifically what to do.
Okay.
We typically want survival.
I'm
So
with you,
if
yeah.
there's 25 plants in there, we want a survival rate of, what's typical, Amy?
An overall survival rate, overall, of all the plants, 75% after
Okay.
2 years.
Okay, so along
okay.
with them to survive, then we have to incorporate that maintenance plan in there to help control the bittersweet, so that we can plant 1,000 plants out there, but if we keep the bittersweet and we don't,
Right.
not allowed to maintain that, then they're all gonna die.
That's why
That-
you give us
that's,
the
I
maintenance
guess-
plan. We're
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
fine with you coming in and taking out bittersweet on the schedule. That's-
Okay.
It's fine.
Yep, and that's what I thought, yeah,
Yeah.
Just don't cut any dead trees when you're in there.
yeah. Okay,
And come in front of us before you cut down even bittersweet.
I'm sorry, what?
And come in front of us, once
I'm not
this is all
gonna cut
done.
down anything else
Yeah.
until we come
I
to
mean,
another
that's
meeting,
kind of where it
believe
went
me.
awry.
But all I can say-
You made it sound like it went awry when they started cutting down more than the bittersweet. It went awry when you guys were in there to start with, without coming here first.
I agree. And you are correct. And I would just like to add on to that, when we had that last meeting and what you did allow us to do to move forward, we've done all that. And if you take a drive through the property, it does look, you know, it's kept up and looks good, I think. in that
I
area.
mean, the shrubs that have been cut are resprouting. That's what they do, so that's a good thing. And, you know.
That's right.
When we took it, it was early April, whatever, and so it just, nothing ever looks good in April. So, but it, you know, since we've been out there throughout the summer and this fall, you know, things pop back, so it's not like it's a moonscape out there. We're just trying to, like, you know, solidify sort of, you know, a really nice edge for the pond.
Yep.
That's a great point. Yeah, and I didn't have my mini excavator in there pulling all the root systems out. It wasn't that evasive.
Yeah, the photos are pretty indicative of what it was on the day, so.
Yep. And I do apologize
we
for
can say that.
crossing the line on that.
Okay, anything else,
All
Brad?
set now.
Okay, Sean?
Just that, so I understand it, I know we have like these pods or whatever we're talking about here. It really shouldn't be any separation between the plantings. I mean, we want this all to grow in again and be seamless, not look like 5 different gardens.
Well, I think we're doing these pods because as you walk along, you're seeing, okay, here is an opening that makes sense, that has room for plants to be planted and grow. And then you go along, oh, it's a little more dense here naturally. And then you come along, okay, here's another opening area. So I guess that's, so they're gonna come together seamlessly eventually, but
All kinds
those,
of things that'll
they're
be
just-
clear
yeah.
to us on a good plan.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're right, and Amy is exactly right.
Yeah.
There was certain areas that are more open than other areas, and that's why we kind of drew the circles, just to kind of designate where we thought they might go.
Yep.
But we could make it more, as you say, more of a straight line area filled with
Right.
the plants and not separated so much.
But, I mean, what it sounds like is there's already pockets of vegetation in there. We're
Oh,
going
yeah.
in and we're filling in what's in
Stuff that-
between. So
yeah.
as long as we can see what's existing
Yeah.
and how we're filling in between those, that's
So like
that's all we want.
this is one of the areas that I think could use some plantings. That's an area,
And
you
then we
know,
gotta put up a bunch of markers, right, or something,
that's an area.
Yeah,
for
no,
future incursions.
no cut.
Well, something,
Yeah,
So
for sure.
just choosing, you know, like this area
3 by 2
is
by 2.
the far end,
stone
so,
wall.
Yeah.
Would work well on this one.
Well, I mean, to that point, Sean, when you look at the enforcement order, it was issued May 22nd of this year, it requires as corrective action the planting plan, which we've talked about pretty much entirely so far tonight. But it noted that the planting plan should use the planting plan that was established back when the house was built under 242-1189, and use that as a template, as, I guess, a guiding document for the planting plan that we're looking for now. There was a lot of effort put into this, you know, in the original application, and, you know, we might as well use what we have and improve from there. And one of the major features, in my mind, of that planting plan was a row of high bush blueberry, and they actually specified the number of them, and it was that row of high bush blueberry would be installed at the 25-foot no disturb zone, okay, at the setback. And so
That's when we figured out that was that easement.
exactly. But,
Right.
but when we look at the plan that Amy just had up, there are areas where the high bush blueberry could be installed outside of the easement at the 25-foot no disturb zone. There are some that go inside the easement and, so there's gonna have to be some practical decisions made on how we deal with that. But at least, Sean, the barrier you're talking about was thought about and was specified in a planting plan, which we directed the applicant to, deal with, use as a guiding document for what's presented now.
Right.
Okay, or in response to this enforcement order. So, we should be seeing a barrier. We should be seeing, at the very, potentially just a row of high bush blueberry at the 25-foot no disturb zone, wherever possible. And then I think we could give you some guidance on those areas where it might encroach into the sewage easement, which she's also got identified on that document. So,
Can I-
so we
Yep.
need a plan, so we need to enhance the planting plan.
Yep.
We need to do it on a real plan like you've got there. And I think it does need to include a very important feature of the original planting plan, which we asked you to do as part of the enforcement order.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The one question I have
Yes.
is, the only variable on that is over 25 years, those trees that are still alongside the shoreline have gotten much bigger, and the branches have gotten a lot bigger, and they create leaves and shade, so a lot of these plants need sun to flourish.
Yeah?
It is part of the plan, and I'm just asking, would you allow some of those low branches to be cut? So it would allow more sunlight in there. It would discourage the bittersweet to grab those branches so easily and grow up the tree. And we're not cutting down the trees, just maybe prune some of the lower branches to allow more sunlight in, so that line of blueberry bushes and other shrubs that you want to have in there would survive better.
I think you're making a suggestion that might improve the effectiveness of the planting plan, get better survival, which is what we're looking for.
Yep. And it would help
would-
maintain that bittersweet a lot easier, too.
I think if you could propose a way to improve survival of the species that you've identified, in the approximate areas, we would definitely consider that. If we're both looking for survivalship, that's what we want. We want to be working together. But I think you're missing that piece so far on the planting plan that you've proposed. That there's no barrier proposed, no row of high bush blueberry that was the original going in position
Right.
with the previous
And
planting plan.
I agree with
Now, what do you think of high bush blueberry? Should we consider a different plan now that things have changed? I don't know. What we want to do is get an effective survival situation there for the barrier and the planting areas. And Brad has a
I just want to ask our
comment.
wetland scientist a question. Do we think we would rather trim the trees and plant stuff that needs more sun, or should we just go with
Pick
more
low shade
shade-resistant shrubbery? What is your opinion?
Oh, I think,
Because we need to give them direction on
No, I
this.
know.
And I know you're not supposed to design it, I just want your opinion
I
on
don't
it.
feel comfortable, I don't know,
I don't want to give
giving
license
them-
to trim more trees.
right, because it's a management, it's our keeping a hawk eye.
And the branches are going to grow
And-
back and provide
It
shade
might.
eventually.
That's
Right,
what I
so
was
I would
thinking.
say, if there's spots where there's some openings, that we put maybe the more sun-loving ones there, and then put shade-tolerant shrubs where, you know,
Do you have
Yeah.
a copy by any chance of that original plan?
I
from-
do. I
If
can
I
give-
get
I
a
can
copy
give
of
it to
that,
you, yes.
then that would give me a
Yeah.
guideline to,
It's very
Yeah.
specific, yeah.
okay, yeah.
It doesn't use the same species, but she's good with the species
Sure.
you've got. But it's specific to the line of high bush.
And
trees
I agree
all
with you
that.
guys, this is a amateur plan right here, I get it, but that, I wasn't instructed by the homeowner that
Okay.
what I needed. Now that I know what we need more of, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
So-
I would, you go ahead.
So I just want to make sure we all know what these lines mean. So the orange lines are the easement. So anything in between the two orange lines, we have the pipe in the middle, which is red, sewer manhole, right? It's running right in between the easement. The 25-foot no disturb zone falls inside the easement the whole way. And so, and with Tim Willette's email, I don't think he's gonna want much in the way between at least the pipe and the landward side of the easement. And we wanted to hug the edge of vegetation on the pond side.
That was why you cut down on the quantity, right?
Right,
To some extent.
right, because there's only so much room.
Yeah.
If I get a copy of that too,
So,
that would be helpful.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a site visit with the commission, because trying to communicate what we see out in the field and then just, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds
You
like,
know what I mean? I don't think we can go back to the 2005 plan. It's just not gonna work.
Okay?
That's just my personal opinion, and,
well, and you did get an opinion, you know, on
Yeah.
how to maintain that easement, and so
Yeah.
that's very helpful
Yeah.
with what we're considering here. So, you know, basically, Amy had talked to some folks at DPW, and they wanted to maintain the permanent easement, which, and I was just looking at it, I think it's 20 feet on either side. There's a permanent
Yeah.
easement.
it's 10 feet on either side of the pipe, so it's 20 feet altogether. 10 feet.
20 feet altogether, yes,
Yes.
10 feet either side, right,
Yes.
of the pipe. And that's what you have right there?
Yep, 10 and 10, and the red's the pipe.
Okay. So they basically want to keep that clear for reasons that they've got experience with. So,
Doesn't look good when we tell them to plant there, and then next week DPW comes out and clears out the planting.
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it would be
Well,
a bummer.
Is it
Well,
possible for me to get a
you know,
copy of
and
that?
that's good information for this. So, you know, it looks like what we're doing is, we're considering the bank area outside, on the water
The water
side of
side
the
of the pipe,
easement.
yeah.
And,
Or east, yeah.
well, and
Or-
the upland side of that easement as well, to demarcate the no disturb zone.
Do you have a copy of that I could have?
I can email it to you.
Oh, that'd be great,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
No, I understand completely. If we can go, 10 feet, 15 feet away from that middle where the pipe is on the ground, yeah.
So
We'll try to
we're,
figure something out.
well, so where we're heading
Yeah.
here is, we've got the planting plan from 2005. Amy can get that to you. We have it. It's in writing. I have it here, actually. We've got, Amy's got that plan. I think she manually highlighted those lines just for communication purposes. But we've got that. We can get that to you. I think a site walk would be good on this. You know, this is a pretty sensitive area. It's Stevens Pond, and things have changed since 2005. So I think our approach really is to take that planting plan that we developed back then, adapt it to current day's position, conditions, and come up with something that's going to protect the sensitive areas, and and vegetate appropriately with native species. The one thing that the enforcement order did require that is going to take further development is that, is the second bullet on there is develop a 5-year vegetation management plan that addresses monitoring and mentions invasive species. So what we don't want to do, or what we want to do, is we want to avoid what happened after 2005. Plantings went in, they got choked out by the invasives. You came in and cut the invasives and the plants out. We all got into trouble over it. We want to avoid that with a 5-year vegetation management plan that effectively lets those plantings thrive and control the invasives so that they can thrive. Okay? So that's the emphasis of the enforcement order. And yeah, I mean, we want to make practical decisions on how to achieve that under current day conditions.
I agree.
Okay.
Yep.
So, all right, enough by me. Any more, Sean? Nope.
So just, I want to make sure, because I know Jerry's going to bring it up, the homeowner. He did take a video, and I did upload it to the meeting folder. I don't think we need to play it now, but he would like for you guys to look at the video, and maybe that will take the place of a site visit. But he specifically really wanted, you know, members to look at his video as he walked along the shore. So let's promise to do that at least so that we can get that under our belt, and then,
It's about a minute.
yeah, did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so.
Matt, to
Nothing
you.
more to add.
I know. We have kicked this around quite a
All
bit.
right.
So, okay, the marching orders, more specificity to a planting plan relating specifically to a plan of the property,
Yeah, which I can get
identifying
to.
specific areas for plantings, including the barrier of high bush blueberry, and with the
So,
condition that it be outside the 20-foot easement, sewer easement,
okay.
that we avoid that with our plantings.
10 foot on either side.
So,
Yeah.
so Jack, you're talking about, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I don't mean to beat this dead horse. So you're talking about a high bush blueberry barrier on the upland side of the easement, so along here. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what was conditioned and actually proposed to get the notice of intent, or to get the order of conditions to build the house. And apparently that was done, but they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
So, that barrier is always important for the commission to maintain the buffer zone.
I get it, and I don't want to extend this discussion any longer, but I'm scratching my head over that required planting plan back in 2005, because there was no waivers granted for the house. There wasn't mitigation for something that you gave up, right? They met all of the setbacks to the wetlands and yada, yada, yada. What I think from reading the file is that the easement itself was a mess. Probably, I mean, if you look at aerials, you see, you know, probably they had their dump trucks back and forth in it or whatever. And my mind is like, I think they were trying to restore the mess that was made by the DPW. That's what I think. And so then planting over it was sort of was the solution. But I just think retrospectively, it just makes more sense to keep all the plantings hugging the shoreline. And not try to introduce shrubs on the upland side of the easement.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I just think it's not practical, but
Not practical, why?
Can we go on a
They
site-
wouldn't survive? Oh, I'm sorry.
well,
I was just saying, can we go on a site visit to make a
Yeah.
decision?
I'm not sure I understand the difference between the two,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth.
yeah, okay,
It sounds
We-
like
we
that
need to-
30 feet would be at the
Yeah.
shoreline, but apparently it's not.
yeah.
I'll just add that on many projects that don't require any waivers,
Right.
we specify a barrier between, a
Yeah, I
barrier
get it.
at the
I get it.
25-foot no disturb
Yes,
zone.
I get it.
And the reason for that is to, a physical barrier is important for ongoing
Yeah.
activity.
Yep.
And, you know, we've already had an incident, a pretty major incident, in a sensitive area on this project, or on this lot, on this property, and that convinces me even more that we need a barrier.
We need a barrier.
What year was this permitted?
2005.
2005. So what happened was I suggested a 2-by-4 stone wall,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, no, we don't want that. And Al probably said, well, then give them high bush wood blueberry, right? So I mean, that's how, so many things have come across where blueberries there.
Yeah.
Because I proposed a wall, and somebody didn't want a wall, so they went with vegetation to serve the same purpose.
Okay, I
Especially
gotcha.
on an area like this, right right on the pond.
So I think what would add to what Amy's saying too is that the backyard has a hill in it. It goes flat for about 10 or 15 feet, then there's a hill. And if I read that correctly, then you might have your pipe. Then there's a good section of land between where the pipe is
And the shore.
and the shoreline. And right now, because Stevens Pond is so low, the water's so low, and seems like there's a lot more, but that is the area between the pipe and the shoreline that you have more of the possible erosion, and where stuff isn't, you know, where the bittersweet is. And if we're gonna get rid of the bittersweet, then if we filled in that area, that would be, help with the erosion, number one, I think, more than anything else. If you go back up, you're gonna be on that, I don't know if it'd be right on the hill, but right at the base of the hill.
Base of the hill, yeah.
If they ever had to go in there to do any work on the pipe, it just may be in the way on that side, but
I don't know. Maybe
Whatever
so-
you- whatever you think is best.
I think we
Maybe
want to
so-
try and keep that 20-foot wide easement clear as part of our planting plan.
yeah.
Yeah, so, okay.
Okay.
So we got it? We got it now?
Yeah, I think
I
he's
think
got
so.
pretty detailed thoughts of what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Amy,
I have nightmares about this place when I go home tonight.
yeah, before we move on, there were stairs mentioned that we might have a difference of opinion on?
So I talked to Jerry over the phone about an upcoming wedding that he was having in the summertime. And he wanted to be able to let his guests, like, reach from the top lawn down the slope, you know, closer to the shore or the dock or whatever. And I specifically told him that I would have no problem with a temporary set of wooden stairs that just rests on the slope. So if, you know, and I should have followed up with it in writing, but he took it a different way, and place granite steps. I don't think they're in the 25, but,
Can we just get those added to the plan to evaluate when it comes?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. When it was marked, it was outside of 25 foot, so I guess
That's
that
probably not gonna be a problem.
it wasn't gonna be, right, I thought anything on the other side of that
Yeah,
marker
I
was
just-
gonna be all right.
I'm just
We
saying.
still need the permitting, but yeah, it's not the temporary stairs that
Yeah,
were
I was
discussed.
envisioning, and I, you know, I was pretty specific, but,
Yeah,
Okay.
you know,
gotta document everything sometimes,
I
you
know, I know,
It's a shame, but
I know.
on certain ones you have to.
About the dock. Not
I
that I
was
wanna
Oh,
talk about this
Jesus.
anymore.
Move to adjourn.
I'd like to as well, but.
It's the fifth point on this enforcement order, so we don't have to solve it now, but
Yeah.
we do need to address it.
Yeah,
We
I
need to
know.
give him
Yeah.
direction.
When they come back, I'll wanna hear about the permit that they have for that, yea or nay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so we know what to do. Are
I have a
you,
list.
are you in communication with the homeowner?
He's in Spain right now, that's why I'm here representing on their behalf. And again, I get the information from Jerry, what he wants to tell me. So I'm doing my best with that.
Well, he can watch the video when he gets back from Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll know exactly what the conversation was.
Okay, so date certain then, right?
Yep, so the 12th?
12th
We bring him back
of
on
November.
12th. So move to continue this
November
enforcement
12th.
order, to
November
keep the
12th.
enforcement order in
Yeah.
place
Are we
with the,
gonna have information by the 12th, just being realistic?
It's a month away,
3 weeks, yeah.
I would think so.
3 weeks, okay. Oh, yeah, we wouldn't have another chance till December, so yeah.
Yeah, and he's.
I just don't think at this point, we're gonna plan on doing any
No,
planting this
it'll be
fall
spring.
anyway.
No.
Yeah.
It'll be spring.
They're not gonna
No.
be in stock
It's
and
not practical.
not practical.
But we've been waiting since May, so we're not gonna let off the gas.
And there's no invasives that are gonna grow over the winter, we think. That
We
know
hope.
of- That we know of.
You're right. Okay.
Okay,
do we even need a motion?
no, we don't. We provided direction.
Motion to
Let's-
continue though, right?
Yeah, we
got-
Is that
Yeah,
what you mean?
Keep it in place
continue.
and continue as qualified during today's meeting.
And a motion
Second.
and a second.
Okay,
Any more discussion?
God, I
Please.
hope not.
please no.
Ooh. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know
And
you
I'll
spent a lot of
send
time
you
on
those
this. and
plans and stuff.
That would be great.
Okay, yep, I'll do that.
I got one side note on this. I have, and it's not on the docket for tonight, and we may not have time, but I have another property that I have a question about. And could I mention that now, or do I
No,
do a
no.
separate meeting?
Give me a
No.
buzz,
Okay,
and
Yeah,
I'll look it up and we can talk about it.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay,
Okay.
good. All right.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks for
Thank you,
coming.
Amy.
Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you.
Okay, enforcement order, 113 Bridges Lane, follow-up.
All righty,
You
so,
were on the commission when we walked this. You had one, it might have been one of your first
so,
meetings.
Commission will call this EO was issued for alterations in the wetland that include construction of a platform deck, clearing and installation of gravel in the buffer zone. The requisite removal of violations and replanting were performed, and two growing seasons of monitoring have shown success, and survival metrics have been reached for the plants and the seed mix. The homeowner was extremely diligent through this dry summer. He watered like crazy, so it really did well, and you can tell from the pictures in Maureen's report. So I feel comfortable recommending that you lift the enforcement order and consider that this violation is.
You've been on site?
I have,
And you've
yes.
observed this?
Yep.
Yeah.
With
Yep.
AI now, we have to ask that question every time.
Yes. Yep. So,
Okay, good. It looks like a successful
yes.
remediation.
Yep.
Okay, so we've gone through the required growing seasons?
Yes.
Yep. All right, so we should consider a motion to lift this enforcement order for 113 Bridges Lane.
There are no questions and no abutters, so moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? Any abutters? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous. And last enforcement order, 55 South Bradford Street, continued from 12/11/24.
So, this EO was, in response to some
Yeah.
cutting of, this is a very different, property. So, it is a very wide open area. If you go through the driveway, you have a culvert that a stream runs through it. They had to do an emergency fix on the head wall. A bunch of stuff fell into the stream, like the stones and the soil. So we made them clean it up. They did a very good job. And then on the other side, where the wetland fans out, it's a very wide open area. They actually did remove a whole bunch of bittersweet. They did remove trees that were impacted by the bittersweet. Some of them were dead. And some of the shrubs within the wetland and the buffer zone were cut, but not ripped out of the ground. So considering sort of the unique, like, setting of where we were, the commission was open to allowing for a one-year regrowth period to see if these shrubs bounced back and resprouted, and that we got at least 50% coverage of native species, whether it be the wetland area or the buffer. So I did do a late fall site inspection with Maureen Harold of Norse, and we did observe all of the shrubs resprouting and actually pretty vigorously. The herbaceous growth exceeds, 100%. And, we got all sorts of natives coming up, cattails and goldenrod and cinnamon fern and Joe Pye weed, the list goes on. So, this is just like an example of the shrubs that they just went, ooh, popped right up.
How are invasives looking?
Not bad, actually. The only incident I saw was glossy buckthorn in there, but it's not like it's dominant, but it's in there. Maybe
Is that
a
a
little.
hardwood to control?
I think it's cut and maybe dab.
Yeah.
And maybe just a little bit of purple loosestrife, but overall, it's more natives than there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
invasives. So I told Maureen, the erosion controls can come out on the stream side. And I think that it reached the coverage that the commission was looking for. But I did note that the enforcement order didn't specify installation of wetland markers, which I think we should absolutely do at this stage. And so I was just going to recommend that the enforcement order be amended to require wetland markers on 4x4 posts or weather-resistant posts that are along the 25, at the 25-foot no disturb zone, at 30-foot intervals on either side of the culvert.
Approximately 6 or 10, or what do you think?
I'd have to get out there with Maureen to kind of really measure it out. But we would start, at the culvert, at the 25, do the, we can
Yeah.
pin it out for the contractor that would do
It sounds
the
like
work.
this area is really thriving, and it had the look of that last year, I remember talking
Yeah.
about it. Should we be giving them direction on controlling invasives, maybe? And this is more of a global question.
Yeah.
But that seems to be something that we always come back to. And,
Right.
and an area like this could really be,
Yeah, I mean, we could.
it
we
could go a long way to keep it nice.
We could ask for Maureen to draw up a,
Yeah, we can.
if you
Well,
wanted to do
yeah,
that.
I mean, investigate it.
Yeah.
Over your discussions with her and see
Mm-hmm.
what she might suggest. And, I mean, if we could influence the homeowner to do that and suggest that, along with the markers,
Mm-hmm.
that, I think that would be a good thing in the right direction. Any comments from the commission?
Do we still nail markers into trees, or don't we do that anymore?
We do when it makes sense, but not here because it's so open and there's not enough trees to make sense, so.
Okay. So I didn't see any pictures of where they got the debris out of the stream, or did they just do such a good job? I
Oh,
can't
no,
tell?
they had done that in December last year. And it was actually,
We did?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
we did.
okay.
yes,
Yeah.
we did. It was,
Like
this
busted
is the
concrete,
other
stuff like
side.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they
what it
did a
was.
really good job,
Good,
so,
okay.
yep,
I'm good.
yep.
Okay, so we're proposing to amend it.
Yep.
The enforcement order requiring wetland markers every 30 feet on either side of the wetland resource area.
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion?
Oh, and I don't know if you wanted to put a deadline on that. I just threw out Monday, the 24th of November to get that done, or,
Yeah, sure, sounds good.
think?
Sounds good. Part of my motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that is unanimous. Into decisions. So we have two decisions tonight.
Yes.
We're going to issue the decision for Muffin Realty Trust next meeting. Is that,
yes, because we unfortunately didn't have a quorum of eligible members to vote on the decision,
okay,
because a couple of you missed 2 meetings,
okay.
so they were gracious enough to give us an extension,
Okay,
so.
so that's continued. I don't think we need, you have a letter that. you
I
have a
know,
letter
that's
that-
terrible, I didn't mean to do that. You too.
Do you have a letter from them that says that?
Email, yes.
Yes, perfect,
yep.
okay, good. Okay, so, decision, 242-1917, 989 Salem Street. This is the driveway and the
Project.
site walk.
Yep.
So I know I missed the meeting. Did you guys grant any waivers?
Yes. You did. So, after review and consideration, the NACC voted to grant the waiver as it found the applicant demonstrated no practical alternatives to moving the work outside these zones without greater impacts to the resource areas, as well as locations and proximity to wetlands of existing driveway and other features on the site. And then you found that the proposed mitigation results in a 1.3 to 1 ratio of mitigation to incursion and adequately mitigates for said work.
Yeah, so they have a mitigation area that's in a logical place.
Yep.
So how much wider did we allow them to make the driveway as it went down the end?
It didn't get wider, all it did was shift, so if you're
Left to
driving
right.
in, it shifted this way instead of, because it was really close on the left side. So we had a little more freeboard on the right, so. changes.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything on this.
Is that a bond amount in there already?
2,500. Yeah.
Do we need a motion? Or,
It's a typo, I just want to get fixed.
there you go. English teacher right there.
Where is it? Under other documents. On page 2.
Second page.
Page 2? Yeah. Joseph.
Do you know?
No, but
Maybe
it's,
that's
it's
his
written
name.
above.
Maybe there's two. Maybe there's this twin, Joseph and Joseph.
Could be. My name gets spelled, misspelled all the time, so I'm like very.
He might be German.
Joseph.
The very last line under other documents.
Yeah,
Joseph.
it looks like a T,
Joseph.
a T is
Yeah.
in there that shouldn't be in, but. Okay.
I move that we grant the order of conditions for 242-1917, 989 Salem Street, as drafted, and with that typo amendment.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Just
Yes.
something quick, Mr. Chairman. Paragraph 52, there's a May 30th, 2026 question mark. I assume we're good with May 30th, 2026.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And with that caveat as well.
I thought we did talk about it just briefly. but- Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that's unanimous. Just a small typo, Amy.
Joseph,
What's this?
the name Joseph.
Oh, whoops. Okay. Okay, thanks for catching that. All righty.
Next decision, 242-1918, 70-72 Farwood Avenue. Yeah, this is a waiver we did for that.
You guys granted another waiver while I was gone?
We did all the waivers while you were out.
We schedule when you're
Sure.
going.
Handing them all out.
I'm checking my calendar in town.
Get all
Sure
up
I'm
in
not
the
gonna be there
25.
if I get my waivers.
This, yeah. This is a minor project. Didn't want to call it a small project.
Good. Keep those terms distinctive, separate.
Watch out for the lawyers.
Okay. Are there any comments on the 242-1918 decision?
Do not have any.
Anything look, everything look good? Okay.
Other than it's got that waiver typo again.
Hmm.
Seems to be everywhere, right?
Show up to the meeting.
All right, time for a motion.
I move that we grant the certificate of conditions for DEP 242-1918, 7072 Fairwood Avenue.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any more discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous.
Motion
Need-
to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion's moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
A second? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, and that's also unanimous.